And we are live, I think. How's it going, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Sorry for the slight delay. I've been working on just video stuff, and the thing I was working on seemed like I was really close to getting it done. And then I hit a snag, and that snag lasted for many, many hours, and I was determined to finish it before sleeping so I could go to bed feeling like successful and wake up and get things ready, and it did not happen. I had to call it, and then it worked out. I was able to figure out what the heck was going on this morning, but just everything got pushed back a little bit more. But we are here. We are officially live. Let's see. Delmar's here. PF, AWSW, RS, Tours in the house. Luke, hey, I feel you on staying up late and needing to get everything set up again for streaming. Yeah, the initial plan in here was with the 2 studio spots that I wouldn't have to do this, but so far I haven't finished this side of the room / studio, and it's become the workbench over here has become a bit of a just printer sitting I don't know, spot. So I've got the Magneto X is right here, followed by the A1 Mini and the FL Sun S1, which it is really nice because I'm able to work on something here while testing out, because printer reviews just take quite a long time, and these printers are so freaking big and heavy that having a spot there has been really nice. But yeah, it hasn't worked exactly the way I initially thought it was going to be. My mic is clipping. Interesting. For everybody, I haven't changed any audio stuff. I can lower, let's see. What if I lower this? Okay, how's that? I lowered it 7 whole decibels. Oh, you're not hearing, is that too low now? I just lowered it quite a bit. Let me know if it's still fine. Testing, mic check, mic check. I had it boosted up 7 decibels. I think it was someone else streaming with Mandic, really. Too low now. Too low now, okay. All right, all I'm gonna do is Rode mic. It's still fine. Okay, I'm gonna boost it back up so it's 5 decibels increase. Yeah, okay, that should be fine. Okay. Hopefully that's okay. Whoa, it is clipping. On my end, it is clipping. Okay, well, let's go. All right, I'm going back down to 0 decibels because on my end I did see it clipping. So maybe just if you're turn it up a little bit. Just thought it could also be my TV. I'm watching on a makeshift setup. I did see though right now when I had boosted it, it completely red barred. So it looks like this should be a fairly safe volume. So anyways, let's see. Hey Jack, I'm not hearing any clipping. Awesome, Micah. Deanna, how's it going? Lisa, still fine. Okay. I was getting people telling me that yesterday as well. Not sure if NVIDIA broadcast changed something or if there was a Windows. You know what? I did lie, actually. I haven't changed anything audio level wise, but I did update OBS, and it is a pretty big update, so it's possible that something changed. I got your name right on the first try. What do people say Micah instead of Micah? It clearly looks like Micah to me. Micah Morton. Okay, so today I haven't done anything off stream for this really, which was sort of the intent. There wasn't much I needed to do other than printing out a few pieces I had forgotten. So these are the, ow, what is on the floor? Man, Filament is a little piece, you can't see it. Oh, there you go. Piece I'd clipped off, and it was sticking up out of the carpet. It does not feel good. So yeah, I printed out the feet for this, which are in 95 ATPU. That's what's recommended. They don't feel very squishy. The printing parameters for this are 60% infill with, I think it was 5 walls and 8 top and bottom layers. And so, I mean, it is very, very tough. So we're gonna install these. The only other thing I was aware that I had not printed out is this little cable, cable guide for the cable chain on the Z-axis, and then this is the actual cable chain mount. So I do have those as well. Micah, Michael. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, Nomads. Hope everybody's had a great week. I'm sure some of you guys were, let's see. So Open Sauce was the week before, so this last week would have been Murph. Did anybody here go to Murph? It looked like the turnout was really nice, or really good, so. Okay, let's do a quick little check. So we were on the table assembly last week, and I'm pretty sure we wrapped up that, minus the feet. If you want to raise your table, now's the time to install your TPU feet. It's interesting to me that it looks like the feet don't actually use any kind of nut. No, is that right? It seems like that's right. So we'll see. I'm curious to see. So we need M530 button heads. I'm exhausted, but a good week indeed. You didn't go? Did you go to Murph too, Nomads? I know you were Open Sauce. Murph, yeah, Luke, you were there, right? I'm almost positive. I saw you posting that you just got back. You're at Murph. How was it? There's a few less makers, so they did the death racers inside. Oh, that's super cool. What was weather like? What did I just say? We need M530 button heads. M530. These look like M5. Nope, M522s. Oh, we're getting down to. Well, no, there's some line. There's still quite a bit of hardware. Why am I not seeing M530 button heads? Seriously not seeing it. We've got M522. All right, one last dive in this drawer. M4s, M516s, M510s, M58s, M512s. Seeing all sorts of smaller. There's M525s, but they're not. I said button. Yeah, I said button. So I'm not seeing them. I'm going to try. What are they? 25s? 22s? Okay, something is. Something is off. So, the picture looks like it's going from top down, but these. Wait a minute. No, these are M5s. M522s. So these cannot be right. Because it just sort of slides right through. There's no grab. And there's also big lock nuts in here. So to me it makes sense that we'd be going from down up into it, but that also doesn't quite make sense because if we go from down up, then the screw's sticking out and we're not going to get any grip. Something seems off. Let's see. Do I have Shaper 3D open? I don't. Oh man, it's gonna take forever to open this up. Well, I guess worst comes to worst, I can adjust the feet later, but something's... Unless maybe there's supposed to be heat inserts? Is that what I missed? Finish updating, no. Are you sure it's not a flathead? It could be, I suppose. It says button head. There wasn't any point where we were putting heat inserts into the feet, it doesn't look like. Oops, shit. I've been drooling over the Cyanide Labs Ultimil. Anybody familiar with it? Any criticism? I haven't heard of it. Lots of people checking out the VZ. Oh, nice. And the black box got a few gifts from KB3D. Sweet. Are you done pretty much with Black Box? With Sunny 85 in Portland? Ooh, that sounds lovely. It was 100, it was 100 on Saturday, 100 on Sunday. Yesterday was also pretty hot. It was hot and humid all weekend long. It did rain Sunday mornings, that helped. I just watched you struggle with the M335 in the Mercury build. Was that in the feet, Micah? Went to the beach, hot Friday and Saturday, nice on Sunday. Okay, cool. I'm on call at work, so I'm just tired. What industry are you in, Nomad? Tool head screws, gotcha. Yeah, I guess worst case scenario with this, I can come back to it so we can move forward and start mounting electronics. We need to flash the firmware. I'm also waiting. So there's like 2 different firmware versions. There's just standard RepRap firmware, I believe, and there's Millennium OS, which has a bunch of sort of like cool, useful macros. But I know that there were some issues with the board that ships with these kits, basically not having enough either processing power or memory to run. So there was some issues, but it sounds like maybe that was fixed. I don't entirely know. I'd like to install Millennium OS. Yeah, this is super weird. Something's up with these feet. Because this doesn't work. Like, they've got a button, yeah, button head and nothing on the bottom here. The only way this would make sense to me is if we're supposed to be installing a heat insert into these TPU feet. Which maybe that's what we're supposed to be doing. Because there is a huge cavity. I wonder if it's just not called out. The TPU might only get held on by the threads. There's no catch though, which doesn't make sense. But if you look at this, if I can show it, so there's a much bigger opening on this side and a smaller opening on this side, which leads me to believe that possibly we're supposed to put a heat insert in this, or a nut into the printed part. Well, it wants us to go top down. Super weird. I haven't had good luck with inserts in TPU. I've never done an insert in TPU. I'm gonna leave this for now. I'll ask later. I don't want to shove a heat insert into this if it's gonna destroy the part. It just doesn't make sense to me, given that there's literally, it's so loose. Oh, I guess for more dampening. Interesting. I don't know that I love, I mean, I guess once you set it down, but I could just, when you move the thing, they're just gonna fall off, and that's gonna drive me crazy, especially with the weight of it, trying to position them underneath those feet, I think. I guess maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. We'll leave it out for now. It feels off, but the screw size also, I'm gonna see if I can find the right screw size, because this is a little bit too short. Man on the Croc, thank you for 4 months. Is that a spider over there? Funny enough, Aaron, let me see, let's see what Aaron just told me like yesterday. If you leave clothes on the ground, which you don't do very often, shake them, because I've been seeing spiders. So, all right, well, we'll start with installing RepRap firmware. I've never done this before. Sit back and relax. For those who are less software inclined, we've done most of the work for you. RepRap firmware requires you to populate an SD card with a specific file structure and files to go with it. To make this easier for you, we've gone ahead and built RepRap configuration releases for common hardware specs that include mainboard Wi-Fi. The RepRap firmware configurations for the reference design LDO kit are released as public beta. Wait, the reference design. That said, the software has been used internally and tested by a small group. Okay. So yeah, there's 2. You see, you can use RepRap firmware config or the Millennium OS, which is what I'd rather use. Just fill holes with shop glue and use wood screws. With shoe goop? What the heck is that? I have a rough memory of Steve saying he was having trouble getting the inserts to work in the TPU feet, and think he remixed them, but could be wrong. Okay. I'll take a look at his stream or just ask in the Millennium Machines Discord server. I'm gonna really quick check one last message. Just I want to see if I ever heard back about. Nope. I asked the Millennium team which firmware to use, and they said that they believe there's a release that pulls in a future RepRap firmware to address the memory issues. And then I asked, so use the Millennium OS. I never heard back, so we'll try this. We'll try this Millennium OS. Okay, so Millennium OS, an operating system for RepRap firmware, cheap and easy manual, automatic workpiece probing. This is an operation system rather than an operating system. We build on top of RepRap firmware, providing operators of the Millennium machines with a new machinist-friendly workflow. Cool. Please follow installation instructions, liability. Nice. Okay. So we'll download that. And then I don't know, I imagine I probably don't need to extract it. Let's see. If you have a kit that does not, the release zip files are named on the machine, the release with MOS. Oh, it does say extract configuration. Once you have the release downloaded, you need to extract it to the root. Interesting. So with RepRap firmware, you don't actually burn an image. It's just, you have to hold the insert with tweezers or small needle nose pliers to keep them from pulling out when removing the iron. Ah, gotcha. I'm curious as to what, I'm going to use it probably the way they have planned. So if they say like it's just to be, I just don't understand why they would have it loose. I don't know. We'll find out. But that's good advice. I could see them wanting to pull out of the TPU pretty easily. So, but it's interesting. It looks like with RepRap firmware, you don't actually flash the SD card. You drag it onto the SD card, extract it to the root of your formatted SD card. Yeah, that's interesting. So I believe this kit comes with a memory card. Yes, it does. All right. Okay, so we will, I assume it's probably already formatted correctly, but we'll still do format, FAT32, full format. You put the files on, but you still have to have a firmware to flash. Typically that's done via G-code console. Okay. This is my first time playing around with, maybe I don't need to do a long format. Let's just do a quick format. All right. Yeah, this is my first time ever playing around with RepRap firmware, so it's new to me. Okay, so let's go extract here. That was weird. It like crashed. File Explorer crashed, it looked like. Wait a minute. Once you have configuration released down, you need to extract it to the root of your formatted SD card. Wait, so is it saying... Because this does not look the same. I was under the impression that this included RepRap firmware, but it seems like this is a layer that's installed on top of it, possibly. Let me go back to the repository. And then it says, please follow installation on the documentation site. Here we go. Installation. Is there an extra download link on the page? It looks like, so I think that it does look like you have to, if you installed one of our RepRap firmware configs, that it contains Millennium OS. Okay, this was just released last week. LDO kit. Okay, so this is what we want. Okay, so I think that the thing I just downloaded was not, that was, it looks like that maybe was just the layer on top of it. 3 under your mouse. Is there a... Hey Robert, finally joined stupid work keeping me from the Happy Wednesday, man. Okay, so this board is a CDY6. So CDY V3. What is the difference between these? Okay, LDO kit. This is what we want. And then we're going to go with Millennium. So this is the... Yeah, I think the issue was the thing I downloaded initially wasn't specific for this. And I think it was for the layer on top of it. Okay. So download... Extract. Extract. Download Millennium OS release. Upload Millennium files. Okay, so this is, yeah, this is under the impression that you've already got RepRap firmware installed. So let's go to install RepRap firmware. Hey GPs! Yeah, if we can figure out how to do this. Okay, so this does look right. Extract it to the root of your SD card. So these do look like the files that we just got here. We got firmware, we got sys, we got macros, we got G-code. This looks right. So let's move this to our micro SD card. Some boards require jumpers to be set to allow mainboard or Wi-Fi updates to be applied. You should check if this applies. For example, if you're using the Mellowfly CDY V3, you need to add 2 jumpers below. Okay. Okay, so I think we're... Eject the SD card. Cool. I hear Polymaker has released fiber line of materials. Is this new? Yeah, so it looks like they released 2 new lines. One of them is, it seems like all engineering filaments, so like I don't think you're gonna find, at least certainly not like standard PLAs, but they had polypropylene, carbon fiber, and a bunch of glass and carbon infused materials is what I think it's primarily going to be, which is exciting because I felt like Polymaker has a huge catalog, but I always felt like they were sort of lacking in carbon fiber filaments and glass filaments. They only had a few options, if even that. It was really limited. And then the other one that they released, I don't entirely know what that is that's different than sort of what they already had. So I don't know on the color one, but I think I'm more excited about Fibrin. Do they have anything posted or no? I know they announced it. Let's see, Polymaker. I don't know if it's anything live online yet. Oh, no, it is. So they've got their website. Master, okay, so not really. Committed to developing. Interesting. So fibrin.polymaker.com. Yeah, it looks like there's just a landing page right now. So we'll see. Basing that off of the name choice. Pantone colors. Yeah, so I think it is a collaboration with them. What was the name of the other one? Delmar? Looks like a great line of engineering materials, especially PPS. Yeah, I'm super excited for that. Go back in the Google search, it shows the range. Oh, nice. Yeah, PA6 carbon fiber, PA6 glass fiber. I'm assuming that's, yeah, so you can see right there, 20% chopped, 25%. We got PA6 12 carbon fiber. Yeah, super exciting. Oh, Panchroma. Panchroma is their other thing. Panchroma. Panchroma 3D printing filament. 150 colors. Yeah, so it must be Pantone specific stuff, which is really nice, especially for people that are doing real specific design stuff, to be able to know like, hey, this color will match. We sold, when I worked at Matter Hackers, we sold Pantone filaments, but we only had a handful of them, and we could create through them any filament color based off of a Pantone code, but you had to order like a pallet's worth. So I don't think I actually sold any other than the ones we already had available. So Polymaker offered me a free roll of filament to try out. I know I would have asked for a roll of this tasty stuff. Yeah, I'm very excited. I will definitely get a roll in some way. So so what are we doing? We are ejecting our micro SD card. I did that. And then we are putting jumpers on here. So let's get our board out. Okay, looks like at least on the... I don't think we've actually looked at this board really together. So it looks like on this board, the jumpers are already in place next to this. Is it the ESP module? Yeah, it looks like it. ESP32 module on the board here. Maurice, thank you for 11 months. Almost 1 year. Cheers. Let's do... Maurice. Get air horn from Maurice. How much was a pallet of filament? It was not cheap. I don't remember. It's been like 4 years now, or 3.5 years. But if I had to guess, oh, I mean, it was over. I knew it was over 1,000. I want to say it was under 2, but over 1. And I can't remember how many spools came on that pallet. So yeah, this is the Fly CDY V3. It is using an STM32F407 chip, and yeah, so we will get this plugged in like that. Set it down for a sec. We need to put our drivers in, but we can do that in a bit. At this point, eject the SD card from your computer, insert in your main board. Power your board either via USB or via PSU. So let's see if we can power it over USB. I'm assuming I need to install this jumper. I wonder if installing our firmware, opening the microphone, it's going to take some time after working on the board the first time. Let's see Milo, LDO. Curious to see if they have any documentation on this. Hey, Lucas. Who needs drivers? Where we're going, we don't need drivers. Scott from 3D printed it on a Trident. Nice. Why is it smoking? Funny. Funny! Well, time for me to go. Have a good day. Oh, hey, thanks for stopping by, Croc. Wish us luck. Guides. Wiring guide, assembly guide. Wago terminal. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's anything about this on here. I'm gonna assume, because it's usually how it is, if you want to power it over USB, you have to put jumpers in by the USB. So let's do this. Let's undo this. Let's grab self insert, but I love the built-in silent drivers on the positron MCU. Yeah, it's interesting. So I remember everyone was like, yeah, I want built-in drivers. Not everyone, but a lot of people like, yeah, I want it to be compact. And then I have no issues with that. And then I remember, or like every time almost I cover a board that has built-in drivers, there's a handful of comments that are like just super anti built-in comments. Okay, that didn't work. All right, well, we might not be... It says you can install it. All right, let's see. Fly CDY V3. Fly CDY V3. Yeah, I've had quite a few people mention that they don't like them built in because if one fries, they have to replace the whole controller. And I've used a lot of boards and done a lot of silly stuff, and I've only ever had that happen once, and it was when the switch wire fell when we were moving, and the gantry slammed into the side, and it basically generated, acted as a generator and sent that back to the driver and fried it. But I mean, that was such an extreme scenario. Hey, Tom Law, how's it going? Let's just see if there's anything. Overview, connecting to Wi-Fi, configuring centralist homing, driver jumpers, diagonal pin, fan MOSFETs, fan voltage, initial installation. The board you'll see doesn't have any firmware installed. Supporting here, board will show. Is there not a way? Or over USB? Yeah, I don't know. We might just have to use the PSU. Are you able to change the board and the firmware for the Milo, or should I say stock? So I don't think you'll have an issue changing the board as long as it's compatible with RepRap firmware. Well, I mean, I guess you technically don't have to, right? Like, it's just a motion system electronics. So I can't see any reason why you couldn't install something completely different, like if you really want to do. But it's intended to work with RepRap firmware. So I would say any board compatible with RepRap firmware, be it, I think the Big Tree Tech has some. Duet would be fine, I'm sure. And I think there's other Mellow boards as well. Because I know that Steve, at least initially, was having issues with memory limitations on this board running Millennium OS. And he was able to find a way around that. But when we had talked, he had mentioned he might look into a beefier board for it. Do you have to hold down a button when you apply power to put it in flashing mode? I don't think so. It says reset and boot, which is usually like bootloader. Let's see if there's a pinout. Damon, watching while working. Nice. Okay, so this is the CDY. CDY V3. All right. I just want to find some info on a pinout. Connecting, adding CAN, configuring sensors, connecting a serial, connecting BL touch, accelerometer, input voltage, flashing the bootloader, pin names. There we go. It doesn't actually say. It doesn't actually say what they're for. Yeah, I don't know. Odd. Steve was having memory. Poor Steve. Hey, Steve. Other Steve. Okay, so I'm gonna unplug this. Unplug this. Let's get our power supply mounted, and then we'll get this figured out, I guess. Okay. Yeah, we'll move forward for right now. Wagos. And Wagos, where are the... Huh, where's her? There we go. push these in. Nope, further. My thumb is hurting. It hurts more than I feel like it should, but you can kind of see it. There we go. I was removing something with flush cutters, and in the end, it removed, but it also went right into my thumb, and it's been a couple of days, and it aches. It does not feel good when I put pressure on it. Okay, so just needed a little more force. Hey, Clown Hammer. There we go. It's a tight fit. Okay, that goes in. Print the mount for the Wagos. Wago terminals are simply snapped in the printed part. Okay. Power supply. Push the printed PSU mounting bracket into the side of the power supply. The brackets can be found here. Oops. Where is our power supply? Let's see. There it is. It's so small. I don't think I've used this form factor power supply. I know that a lot of people that run dual, like 24 volt and 48 volt for their printers will use smaller ones, kind of like this form factor, but I haven't. The only dual voltage printer I'm running is the VZBot, which does have 24 and 48, but it's using still like your, full size standard ones. Hey Nab, I hope to soon see as many cutting videos as I see build videos of the Milo. Yeah, you and me both. I have a few projects in mind, so I'm really hoping to put some chips, make some chips on this thing. Just looked at Steve's build of the Milo. Looks like he went straight to a full electronics build and booted. Okay, cool. Sweet. I figured if we could multitask, that would be a nice thing to do, but it didn't work out. Okay, so it looks like this just slots on like this, maybe. Okay, what's going on here? Holy cow, okay. I don't know if I need to let's see if I place this down. Oh man, it's just a lot of force. I guess since this is holding onto our power supply with no bolts, it needs to be tight, but that is a lot more force than I was expecting. Micron and salad fork. Okay, gotcha. Just because there's limited space. For your finger, Batista donut ointment, best for every skin cut, gone in 2 or 3 days. I wonder if that's, don't get on your clothes, only scissors. Okay, so maybe it's not. I was thinking maybe that was like Neosporin. Yeah, I was out digging up stuff with my hands in the dirt too, so that probably didn't help my cut. Yeah. Okay, so there's one more. Here we go. Same exact thing, or it just goes like this. And then I'm going to use my build surface, oops, to push this down. That is going nowhere fast. Okay. Yeah, I feel quite confident that will never move. Rubber with some dirt in it is basically, yeah, well I did do that. There's definitely soil in my thumb. It would be great to see some videos of the whole process from cam to machining. The Milo just seemed to be build vids on YouTube. Yeah, I could try to do something like that. The biggest thing, so I guess my biggest reservation is, granted I have made videos on plenty of things where it's like a first time, but I worry about showing a process like that, and since I am inexperienced with it, really, showing things the wrong way. Like I like with the 3D printing stuff, it's like if I get from A to Z, plus I just have so many years of messing around with stuff, but I still screw up all the time. But like if I get from A to Z, I can feel confident, like, hey, if you follow this pathway, this will work. But I guess I could do the same. I could do the same with this. I don't want to teach. I wouldn't want to like show bad habits. So that's my reservation. I would love for somebody that like has a background in machining or is really familiar with operating mills or CNCs to make some content on that. I would really enjoy watching that. So yeah. I'm at a toss-up for which machine to buy, Milo mill or the rat rig mill. Waiting for now. Competition is good. They're really similar, right? I think I saw I'm pretty sure I saw the rat rig mill at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest, but there were so many things to see that I don't have much memory of it, other than that it looked a lot like Milo. Okay, position the expansion board. Where is the expansion board? This guy? Right in front of me. Okay. CNC Milo expansion board. Is this what's used to control the spindle, possibly? I haven't seen this board before. Well, I mean, it's custom for Milo, it looks like. Missed the start. Are you feeding mud pies to oh, no. That kid ate so much food last night, it blew my mind. He had a late nap, and so I got him up out of bed at like 7, and gave him a bath, and then we were hanging out, and he was just eating food, and he ate a half a banana, and then he had a full banana, and then he had a string cheese, and then he had 2 handfuls of Honey Nut Cheerios, then 2 handfuls of Goldfish, 2 Ritz crackers, a couple strawberries and a couple blueberries. Like I was mind blown. Like, so Jack, he's always been really good at like he it's very funny, but since a very young age, he'll like hold up a thing and he knows like, or like he does it really dramatically, so it's hilarious. It's funny normally. It's not funny when you want him to do something and he's going, you know, like shaking his head back and forth. But so yeah, yesterday he kept sitting there and he's like looking at me after he'd eat and go like, yelling at me. I'm like, what do you want, dude? And so I like held up the banana. He's like, so I was mind blown. I texted Aaron and said, this kid ate so much. Like, he slept really well. I think he went to bed a little before 9 because he had such a late nap, and he didn't wake up till like 8:45 this morning. So he might have rolled around, but he was in bed for like 12 hours, which is just wild. Okay, we need M3 8 socket heads. M3 8 socket heads. M3 5. M3 8. Cool. Hey Liz, happy Wednesday. I get your reservation, but a general starting point after the build would be useful. Yeah, I'm sure I could do that. A lot of times what I do is even, and this is true even with a lot of the 3D printing stuff, is I just absolutely fumble through a thing, almost intentionally sometimes, but it really lets me see where it's easy to get tripped up or where people might get tripped up. And so from that, I mean, there's been plenty of times where I basically am just saying, here's what not to do. And that is really helpful. So yeah, I guess I could do something like that. As long as, I mean, I will have the sort of preface that, hey, just so you know, like this is you know, sort of what my experience has been like. This is what's worked for me. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best way to do it, but I want to show for, you know, anyone else that's kind of getting started. The screw seems like it. Oh, it should be working. Jack, yeah, I think he is. He's a whole freaking kid. Still not walking though. Still not walking. Like, he spends so much time on his feet. He'll stand, he'll clap, he'll push his cart around all day long. He'll even jump. He's been standing on the couch and just jumping, like, off the, like, I mean, not off the couch, but, like, you know, off the, like, he's getting some air and landing on his butt and laughing, but he just isn't wanting to do the walk thing, man. Wait until he's a teenager. Definitely not in a rush. Not in a rush for that. Yeah, I'll probably put some Neosporin on my thumb today, though. It's been like three or so days now. He's getting smart. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed a little bit when he was younger, and like he would, you know, want something, like maybe it was the TV remote. It's always the TV remote or like a phone, and he like couldn't keep his focus very long. So all I had to do was like move the phone out of the way and say, "Hey Jack, what's that over there?" And then he'd forget like what he was doing. But that just doesn't fly anymore. Like he gets like laser locked in vision on whatever he wants, and I'm like, oh my gosh, leave it alone, Jack. Doing and failing is hugely underrated. Yeah, some of the best. I mean, man, so much of what I've learned has been from just absolute mistakes. And the cool thing is, I mean, so like, yeah. Mistakes, nobody loves making mistakes, right? Like they can be dangerous, which is why certain things I won't go into blind. They can be expensive, which is, I think that's typically the biggest thing that bums me out about mistakes. Is like you break a thing, everything is basically replaceable, but some things hurt more than others to replace. But it's just, yeah, it's part of it. I mean, everybody's got to, you can do as much research as you want, but until you actually try to do the thing yourself, it only gets you so far. Hey, Sweeham. How was Midsummer? Oh, come on. It's always the last one. There we go. Moved from the couch to the solar hot tub. Nice. Solar powered hot, that's freaking sweet. Sounds like you're enjoying your Wednesday. That sounds lovely. Learn that object permanence, yeah, exactly. So what are the odds that you'll break chips with this next week? I would love to. I mean, probably just would to get, I think that, I don't know. I would love to, but I don't want to say anything because then I'll be held accountable. But yeah, I would love to be at least moving this thing next week. Verify the pre-populated and jumpers match the image. Oh, gotcha, for the drivers. Definitely not. Definitely not. All right, so let's get jumpers installed. Happy Thursday. No plastics, machining Teflon or so sims useful. I've got acrylic. I do have acrylic, and I have an O flute that I've used on the not Milo, on the Tripoco. So I do have that. All right, so it looks like for our first drivers, we want a jumper. So there's 4 rows. I don't know how you can see that. Not very well. Okay, so we want it on the second row from the left on the very front. So pop you right there. Like that. And we're gonna repeat that. It looks like for this, this driver and this driver, which are the 3 we'll be using. Like that. And like that. All right. It shows. These are different. These are weird. I've never seen these, so it looks like they're... I'm used to screw down terminals, but these look like they're maybe spring loaded. I don't think they're going to be as solid holding on to something as a screw down, but I don't think I've ever used a board with those actually. Delrin, isn't Delrin pretty pricey? If we can get a block of it, because I know that Delrin's something that a lot of people, not a lot of people, a handful of people have asked about 3D printing over the years, and it sucks to print, and I believe it also releases pretty nasty fumes at a certain temp. But I know it's like a machinist's dream. All right, so there's a few more jumpers we need. On the left of this, it looks like... Is there smaller jumpers? Yeah, it looks like there are. Okay, so on the far left of this... I don't know how well you can see that, but basically right here. We're gonna do that for this one and this one. I don't know what those are. I'm assuming maybe they're for the fans? Delrin is just like the brand name for Palm, right? Like Kleenex and tissue. Delrin, ABS, and acrylic are great starters for dialing in CNC before aluminum. Nothing fancy, a Rubbermaid tub, solar panels, and a pump, and a black garden hose. After a full day of sun, the water is, wow. Still sounds nice. It's pricey for sure, but so worth it. Glue, don't stick to it. It's a welder's plastic, Delrin that is. Delrin are acetone machines beautifully. Delrin is Palm. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's okay. That's just the top piece. Okay, so I think we got our jumpers in place. Nope, I lied. There's one more set, it looks like. So these were already installed, but we need to install one on the far right here where it says laser. There we go. Okay, so that should be it. We've got 3 under our steppers. These 2 for the Wi-Fi module, the one that says laser that I just did, and then these 3 smaller ones on the far left. So add 2 jumpers to the short, add jumpers as indicated in yellow. Oh wait, it wants us to add, okay, so that I did miss. It wants us to add jumpers to these to short the Z2 pin. Okay, that I did not do. Can we use these ones? Yeah, those seem to work. Oops. Okay, interesting. So we've shorted those. I think that's it. Verify the pre-populated jumpers part. Add 2 jumpers to the short of the D. Add numbers, jumpers indicated red. Insert the fuse in blue, which the fuse is right here. It's already installed. FET modules are not installed. Must be the main board. Remember to install them as indicated in the green boxes. Green boxes. Okay, so we need to install these as well. So there's these little guys. I believe are for our fans. Are we not gonna focus? They're so tiny. Okay, so I'm just going to... Yeah, okay, so now I'm convinced that's what we did. So the jumpers we installed, the little guys, must have been to set the voltage for the fans. That's the only thing I can think of for these. And these are not... there we go. Not super fun to place. There we go. One more. Okay. Our board should be ready to rock and roll based off what I'm seeing. What did I miss? Also, those Wago connectors are spring-loaded. Oh, yeah, the Wagos are, but the Wagos, I don't know, I trust them. It feels much more springy, like a much better clamp than these little guys at the end. Hey, Millennium Machines, how's it going? So I don't know what the right move was, but I downloaded the latest rep firmware Millennium OS that was released a week ago. I haven't flashed it yet. I tried powering this board over USB with no luck, so hopefully that's okay though regarding that firmware image or that firmware version. Let's see, there's a pretty common clamp, spring-loaded, yes, should hold good, but you need to twist the wire to not split the wires with the clamp to avoid shorting between the two clamps. Could start with good old-fashioned plywood. I do have wood. Adam Savage loves Delrin. Nobody loves Adam Sandwich. Let's see, Teflon has challenges to machine, too soft. I realized it was not Teflon, it was PTE. Hey, Tad. Yeah, those are really easy to lose. Those are super small. Holy cow. Welcome, everybody. I had scrolled up on chat, so I didn't see everyone come in. Thank you, Nero. I don't know if you're here, but thank you. What is Mellow based in a Milo? What is what? Hey, Jetman. Hey, Hobo. Hey, Iconic. Hey, Zarp. Hey, Kegel. Martin. Jose's in the house. Hey, Lars. Isaac. Additive Adam. Jeff Montgomery. Awesome. Thank you, Nero. What was his stream on? I know that he had a Murph. He had a Murph stream, right? Like at the end of Murph. Hey, Steve's here too. Everyone's here. I thought Milo was an LDO kit. They don't use Mellow products, do they? They do use Mellow products. Yeah. Yeah, so the controller that it ships with is a Fly CDY V3. Yeah, this is the board that comes in. So this is the LDO kit. Oh, okay. It was member stream. Subscribers only monthly stream. Nice. Yeah, yesterday was it yesterday's stream that he was playing around with the, was it the printer bot Simple, I think is what it was. Hey, Pat. Well, while you're here, smack the like button, everybody, if you haven't. So yeah, all we've done right now, basically, is populate this with all the jumpers. So we had to add, and autofocus is not being my friend right now. Let's go to manual. So yeah, we had to add jumpers underneath the drivers, jumpers for the fan voltage. We had to put the MOSFETs in for the fans, and then what else did we do? We had to add a jumper to the laser module, which I think is just because we're using the CNC spindle. Hey, Jack! Simple metal, that's what it was. So this is that done, and then we're just kind of getting basically all the electronics ready. Most of the printers, or not the printer, most of the Milo is built. It's now basically the electronics, flashing firmware, and then kind of putting it all together, so. Mellow has the best boards in my opinion, change on MOSFETs, high voltage servers, so I have not had fantastic experience with Mellow boards. I don't have a lot of experience with their boards, but I know there was some interesting stuff on the VZBot build, and then I feel like one of their other boards I had some issues with. Swiham! I forgot 5 days ago was my 1 year. No way. Thank you for 1 year, man. Let's do cheers. Thank you very much. And PF, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. Let's see, what do we got? We got a Hadouken. And cheers. Thank you, PF, for the support. So, I'm trying to think, what else do we got going on right now? Yeah, I think that's it. So we will. The Super has been awesome for a year, and my 2 VZBots. Nice, okay. Let's get to here. I feel like everyone has their own experiences. Like, I've used a lot of Matrix Tech boards, and I know some people are not a big fan, but for me, they've worked really, really well. So, okay, main board is getting mounted. Position the main board and secure it with self-tapping screws. All right, so I printed out 2 main board brackets. I think there must have been one in the repository, but it looks like this one is slightly different. at least this bracket portion here. So this matches what I'm seeing here in the LDO dock. So we're going to use this one, and then we will place this like, images are not loading. I feel like, Steve, did you have this issue too? You and Nero, I feel like you guys were just running into this with the positron. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. Just heard that you had a question before. Oh, I think it was just related to firmware. I'm hoping that I got the right firmware image. Let's see. So it looks like micro SD card goes towards this way. Cool. Yeah, so the image I downloaded was the latest image from the GitHub repository that was released a week ago that has RepRap firmware and Millennium OS on top of it. I don't know, you had mentioned, or I don't know if it was you, somebody had mentioned in the chat that there was a fix for the memory error, and I don't know, I'm hoping that this has it, or it's something I can apply after without having to reflash the board. Here we go, self-tapping screws. Yeah, it's weird. I wonder, LDO, it's interesting. I wonder what the platform is on the back end and if there's something that can be done to fix that, because I could see that, especially if you get really far down the page and it doesn't jump you right back to where you were, that would be frustrating. Wait, Steve, are you at Rapid? Is Rapid still going on? These are really small, these are really small screws. Do I have, let's see. Can you not give memberships on mobile? I don't know. Also, let me see if it's, because we're getting towards the end of the month. This is the last stream. That's awesome. How's Rapid been? Everyone say hi, Steve. I forgot you were on the road, man. Let's see. Can I gift memberships? Add emotes. Membership gifting. Yes, I still have 5. Okay, I'm gonna use my 5 memberships. Is Rapid going on tomorrow still, or when does it end? Okay, do I have a bit for this little work? These are very small. I don't even know that I have a, maybe my smallest Allen key will work? I don't know why they didn't use, this like the standard M210 socket heads that usually Vorons all use. I'm gonna see if I have the M2 self-tappers in my, I've gotta have them somewhere actually. Let me see, are they down here? M210 self-tappers. Here we go. Yeah, these are, that was an interesting choice because I feel like LDO kits usually come with these. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot. Every month, if I haven't, please ping me because I'd like to not let those go to waste. Tomorrow's the end. Okay, nice. Has it been awesome? So these are what I'm used to using, right? They're socket head basically, and this is what came in the kit. They're just so small. So I wonder why. It's a small detail, but still, like, I wonder why they decided to go with that when they've been using the other ones. Okay. Yeah, I think it's 10 per month, I believe. It started earlier this year. I think it was like a New Year's thing that they added. I'm still not used to it. Okay, let's try not to break. I've definitely broken off posts before when installing these self-tapping screws. If you have any, like, if you have over extrusion, I'm hoping I don't with this. You had the socket head version? Okay. Here's the Friday kit. Yeah, it's just weird. I'm like, this isn't like a new part. All the LDO kits typically ship with, or maybe not all, but you know, all the Voron kits typically ship with M210 self-tappers. It's been really cool meeting new people and seeing things we don't usually get exposure to without seeking it out. Yeah, I'm sure there's a ton of crazy cool industrial printers. It's definitely the biggest exposure. Rapid TCT is the biggest exposure I've ever had to metal additive. There's usually a lot of that, or at least quite a bit of that, and then some crazy cool resin printers, like industrial size. I'm sure, is it Fusion? No. What's the company that, I think Andrew works for them. They're a resin printing company, and they make like shoes. They're usually at Rapid. I'm sure they're there. I wonder if Andrew's actually there. Huh, that's not a bad idea, Nab. Basically turning it in a couple turns, then backing it off a bit. All right, so we've got, what, 2 more? Or no, 1 more? I got this kick-ass little titanium top. I got this kick-ass little titanium top with a woven fabric type construction. Whoa, like a top, like a spinning top? It's freaking cool. So interesting thing to know, we've had some issues with like this with LDO in the past where we're expecting them to use parts from their Voron kits, but they take some BOM items very literally. Gotcha. Yeah, those are really small. Like you need a 1mm Allen key to use those. And I don't have any drivers in that. I think I might have a small Allen key somewhere, but it just doesn't seem like it'd be fun to install. Okay, so that's done. What else? Drivers need to be installed now, it looks like. Let's see. Yeah, driver time. Splice connectors. Where are my drivers? They are. Pink top, spinning top. Nice. Yeah, for a second there, when it said because you use the word, what was the word you used? Fabric. It threw me off. But I get what you're saying now, like sort of the pattern of it. Good to know if anyone here is trying to get to open source projects, be very specific on what exact items you want. Yeah, I'm sure that putting together kits and working with different teams and stuff like is not, you know, not a simple task. Okay. 1. I killed the driver installing it backwards. Oh no. No. Yeah, I really like the colored drivers. I think that a lot of them are like that now, right? But I remember a time when that wasn't the case, and you had to read like match up EN or DIR with the board, with the silk screening, or you know, a pinout. Okay, let's get our little heat sinks on. If Milo offered a sponsored Milo build, I'd be cutting chips every day, every material. Maybe I'd be a YouTuber too. I love making videos and just kind of sharing what I'm working on, but I will say that I think it's a much bigger of a commitment than I think most people realize. Like, my life is pretty much like I work my 9 to 5 at Lightburn, which is a ton of fun as well. But even like for the last 10 years, most of my free time is me working on videos. Like it is my life. So if you don't, like, I don't know how to really describe it until you've done it, but the process of, especially if you're trying to be consistent, and since I try to do a video every single week, it does not leave much free time for anything other than working on videos. Which is why I usually tell people when starting off if they want to make content, because they usually, I mean, same as how I was, I had these like, I'm gonna make a video every couple days, or I'm gonna do this and that, and like, I usually tell people to start with something, like take what you want to do and cut it in like half, or cut it in a fourth, and start with that and do that consistently for a while and see if you can maintain it and see how you feel before scaling, because it's really easy to go hard at the beginning and then just kind of totally burn yourself out. I'm gonna disable veteran. I got all the time in the world to make content and tinker. Gotcha. Well, I mean, if that's the case, everyone's situation is different, but if that's the case, then you definitely can. Also, Jig says template your videos. Where do you ship from? The Milo in North Carolina. Jig and template your videos? Yeah, I mean, efficiency is key if you're trying to be consistent. And so I absolutely have systems in place, but and it helps, but it only gets you so far. But yeah, it is a big commitment. If you enjoy it, it's absolutely worth it. It's a ton of, something I find very rewarding. All right, tool setter time. I think I printed out the part for this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I printed this part out. I did. Check it out. I think did I have issues with this part? I've had some weird slicing stuff lately. So yeah, on this one, on one side it's fine. I don't understand why. It's basically a mirrored part on the inside. But on this side, oh, it won't focus. Let's see. Can you see it? If you look at the very bottom of the logo, there's holes in it, right? I don't know why. It's weird. I've had some just kind of strange stuff like that. I could see if it was on both sides, but the part, if you look at the inside like cavity of it all, oh, it isn't the same. That is exactly why. The wall, yeah, so it's a wall thickness thing. I was looking at it from this point of view, but if you look at this, clearly, clearly it's a lot thinner. Are you using scarp seams? I wasn't with this. I wasn't with this. I don't think I think it's a slicer thing more than a file thing. I had that happen quite a few times with the Journeymaker positron parts too, just like sort of a random hole here and there. And then I would jump over, I was trying to figure out what it was. I'm sure I could figure out an Orca, but like I sliced it in Prusa Slicer, it didn't have it. So it's definitely a slice thing. Editing is taking hours of videos and cramming into Cliff Notes. Yeah. Yeah, I usually have a ridiculous amount of video footage, but I'd always rather have more footage when going to the computer to edit than having to stop editing and be like, oh crap, you don't have anything to show for this thing you're talking about, and having to go back. So place a sleeve bearing. I wonder if there's a... Oh, you know what? I think the Long John, I think it came in it. Yeah. It's got its own little... So yeah, did you say how Midsummer was? I might have missed it. I love the Milo touch plate they designed. Simple. I made one with a keyboard, high-end switch, and printed it for my CNC. Nice. You can thank Heart K for that. Okay, so this has all of the pieces we should need for this. So place a sleeve bearing. I'm gonna dump this. Steve, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, man. From the road. Let's see. Well, dude, Steve's definitely getting a squirrel sound. And let's see. Well, it's not. Oh, it's only midday. For some reason, I thought it was later. I'm not gonna do I wonder what's for dinner. We'll do each year. Thank you, Steve, both for the members and for tuning in when you're on the road. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I wish I could teleport to TCT just for a few hours to see things, but I don't want to die doing it. I was talking to Steve about teleportation the other day, and Steve said something about like the process of deconstructing yourself would cause you to die. And now every time I say I want to teleport there, that's all I can think about. Hey, Aaron. Happy Wednesday. Perfect, just sunshine and good family time. We spent it at our summer house. Nice. Which is in the middle of the woods. Love that place. My grandparents have a house in Urdust, I think is what it's called, and it's like that. That's where they always do midsummer. Trying to put a short video of this top to your Discord general chat. I'll show up when it's done. Short video of this top. Of this talk? Aaron, thanks for coming to member again. Cheers. Let's see, what is Aaron's again? Maybe cheers. Cheers, Aaron. I need to print more things for that place, as the area is a perfect stress test for plastics, causing the weather there can get super bad sometimes. Gotcha, just to see if it holds up over the warm days. As long as there is no loss of integrity in the pattern buffers and the... Yeah, it's all every time now. Every time I think about it. It's not often, but there's definitely times like I think I say it more often than I realize. Yeah, I wish I could be there. I just need to invent teleportation. And every time I say it now, I just think of a conversation. Okay, so we've got a spring and a sleeve. It looks like we need 2 sleeves, right? Place a sleeve bearing and a spring. It looks like it's 2 bearings to me. Yeah, it's definitely 2. Okay, so we are going to, nope, take this out of here. They use the same self-tappers for this. It's so weird, I don't understand. I'll use the Voron one. So taking this, taking the bearing, sliding it over here, and it looks like there's a second one. If you think teleporting is bad, think about the process of turning Pokemon into data, transfer them into a ball multiple times a day. Oh, poor Pokemon. I was just... What the heck was I gonna... Something about Pokemon came up before this stream. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh no, it didn't finish. It was I was printing a Grimer print, and I just printed a Snorlax print on the rat rig the other day. Steve says, okay, back to the show, take care. Hey, have a great rest of the show, man. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing sort of what the highlights are. I've seen some photos and videos of like some of the releases, but I feel like you'll have a sort of different perspective on some of the things. Let's see. Okay, so we did this. It's threaded on the bottom. So this is going right in on the top. So we will slide this in here. Oops. Nope. Let's not lose our poor Pokemon. As a kid of the 90s and an avid Pokemon fan, it makes me sad. So this is not a loose fit. Okay, something tells me that this needs to be loose for it to work correctly, and it is very tight. So I am thinking I need to ream it out probably. Great for the pin to work. I imagine it's got to have pretty easy motion. Hey, Alec. Oh, it's a press fit. It does need, okay, so I was wrong. Okay, if that's the case then, let's see if I can just shove. How far? Okay, yeah. Let's see if I use the table. Does it help? That feels real tight. I don't know about this. Try press the brass bearings in separately if that helps. Holy cow. Both of these go in, huh? Yeah, this is tight. I got one in. Speaking of Pokemon. Okay, so I got that one in. Let's see if we can get the second one in. Like, it looks like the spring can go in after, so let me get caught up really quick here. Speaking of Pokemon, I've been working on a 3D printable Pokeball. Nice, that rocks back and sick. I wouldn't take much to make it trigger from events in chat. That would be awesome. I would love that. That'd be super cool. When you get it in your place, when you get it to a place that you're happy with, let me know, and I can see if there's some kind of. I mean, I'm not a coder, but I feel like if I do enough researching, there's probably some kind of API that can interact with YouTube. I imagine that's what Stream Elements is doing. Looks like you've got a bit too much shrinkage. Yeah, as long as I get it in, we're fine though, right? Like this, as long as it can be press fit. Everything's been a little bit tight. I almost wonder if I should just take a vise, because a vise is gonna break this thing. It's hollow on the bottom. I know I gotta get a vise. I know I gotta get a vise. I know. I wonder if I can hit this in further, possibly. If I get, let's see. If I get a bolt that's bigger than this, I wonder if I can just hit it in. Let's see, what do we have? There's been a couple of things that I think I needed to scale up. Nope, that won't work. I mean, I could hit it with this exact thing, or I can try an Allen key. With people knowing that we don't scale parts, you know how big the parts are, we don't actually scale multiple different brands. Please tune your profiles for shrinkage if you want to build. So the parts don't accommodate, like they're not, there's no factor applied for ABS shrinkage is what you're saying, right? Go one size larger. So it's basically like no tall, that doesn't, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take, like a hammer to the top of this and see if I can tap it in. Hit it with that squeeze with the vise. I still need to get the vise. I guess, yeah, what you're saying, if I clamped it, if I didn't clamp it to the bottom of this and I clamped it on this, that would help press it in. I don't have anything. Worst comes to worst. A little Octua. If worst comes to worst, I don't have even a hammer up here. I could, oh I do, a tiny one. I could reprint this part out if need be and just sort of, I'll have to cut this piece out, I think. See if I give it a whack if it goes in. Seemed like it worked. Oops. I'm not sure if it bottomed itself out or not. I don't think the Nipix can get wide enough, even at the biggest setting. Yeah, it can't. It's too... If I had like if I had a thin plate, because I'd like to still press this last thing in just a hair more. We're like almost there. Nope, that's still too big. It's got to be something really thin if we're gonna if we're gonna do it. There's also some man, this part is rough. This part is rough. Yeah, one day I'll get a vise. One day I'll get a vise. There we go. Okay, so I got out a big piece of plastic that was definitely blocking it. So let's see if I just press down. Can we get it to go in? No. I'm gonna pop it 1 or 2 more times. I think we're good. I'm looking at the image on screen. That looks like it's far in. But yeah, I would definitely recommend scaling scaling or reaming versus that. But I think we'll be okay. So it seems like it's working fine. So hopefully there's no issues. But yeah, that was a little bit more elbow grease than I thought it was gonna take. Dinner time. Hey, enjoy your dinner, Jose. Put the fitting downwards and place the board on the otherwise. Wait, put the fitting down. We got it. We got it. But yeah, I think I need a mini vise. I know I do. Hey, Nice is in the house. How's it going? Okay. Secure it with an M4. Okay, we've done this. It wants us to use 3 washers? Oh, you can add... Okay, you can add M4 7 washers between the screw and the flexible in case the bolt cannot trigger the micro switch. Gotcha. Okay, so I'm assuming we start without, maybe? Okay, so let's get an M48 socket head. Oh, actually, it should be right here, right? I would think. Yep, cool. Isn't there a US seller that stocks Milo 1.5? Yeah, there is. You've got Fabrico, you've got KB3D, you've got West 3D. Okay, so I'm screwing the bolt in. Okay. And so before I actually tighten the PCB, we'll just loosely place it and see if I can feel it click. Hey, Adam. Okay, I don't hear it clicking. So I think we need to add at least one. Oops. You got vacation coming up, right? Nice. I know you said you booked it like last week, but I can't remember. I think it was pretty soon. Also, did you start already your business, or are you waiting for the vacation and then you're gonna dive into it when you're back? Okay, why is this not? There we go. Okay, so this is with one washer, which should give us a little more distance. I still don't feel the click. Okay, we'll try. I think I'm just gonna go to all three washers. It's an optical end stop. This doesn't look like an optical end stop. It's got a physical click to it. Did they change it on this revision? Oh, it does say So same package as a normal end stop, but its internals are optical. Interesting. Okay, so if I can't feel the click with this, just move forward for now. I already did one washer. I would imagine it won't be that difficult to add additional washers if needed down the road. I haven't personally used them. So I can hear the click. Yeah, so on this I can definitely hear the click. I mean, it sounds just like clicky probe. Like, watch, let me turn off this so you guys can all hear it. Desktop, Rode mic, filters. Noise suppression off. Close. Yeah, listen to this. It's the same click sound that you get from like Clicky. And I'm not hearing that. Yeah, it's weird to me. I've never seen not optical, just have to get screwed the right height to put a cap over the screw head. Yeah, I've never seen an optical switch that looks like this. And it says optical long john PCB, but it doesn't look like an optical switch to me. Sorry, I know it's blurry or yeah, it says, I kind of agree with Nab. It says optical, but I don't see how that's possible. It's, unless, no. So it does, it's a new type of armor. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, hold on, let me show this. Let me put the filter back on so I don't forget. It looks like it has both in there. So close noise suppression. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it as is, assuming that it's not gonna actually use the physical switch and it's gonna use that. If you look at the top of it, it's crazy looking. It's not really that crazy looking, but it's kind of crazy looking. So you've got the physical switch and then you've got the optical right next to it. Yeah, no, it is. If it didn't have that, then it wouldn't, but it's right there. You can see it. So I'm just gonna put it in and leave it as is, even if it doesn't make the click sound. And then I'm assuming I can test this, you know, through firmware. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This is a D2PF, no, D2F, I can't, it's at such a weird angle, hold on. D2FPFN2, that's the model. Okay, and I do need to, I know these are self-tapping, but there's no way that these, there's no way that these self-tappers are going in this. I think I need a tiny drill bit, actually. It might just be the support material. Let me try it, actually. I always forget to hit the like button. I need to do a better job of saying it. I need to do a better job. I'm guessing the switch can see the part coming towards it before it hits. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. There definitely should be more of a range on the optical than on the physical switch. Like, it shouldn't have to hit the physical to do that. So I was not realizing that. I was waiting to hear a click sound, which just didn't happen. So we'll leave this as is, and then where the heck did I put the? Yeah, we'll leave this as is, and if for some reason when I get it set up, if it's not detecting, then I'll add additional washers, but we'll hope for the best and that it's close enough. It's more accurate and more cycles. Be careful. Be careful with this bit. Okay. So you're saying don't spam click it like I've been doing. Okay, we'll get all these in just a little bit. Yeah, it's a cool switch. It's a very cool switch. I was confused because I mean it says on it optical, but I'm looking at it, I'm like that's like a standard clicky limit switch. I'm going back and forth with this just because the holes are fairly small. It looks like it's purely optical from the data sheet. And that doesn't. Why would you even install a physical switch though? If it doesn't have the option to use, you know, mechanical switch, it's weird. Switch maybe is a fail. Yeah, I guess maybe. I think I like the Omron keyboard switch tactical better. No worries to use it. Breaking. The plunger still moves a shading plate internally. It's just an optical switch in a known form factor. Five pins. The connector is a 3-pin connector, but on the switch itself, I don't know. Okay. We did it. Took a little more force, but we did it. Alrighty. In 15 minutes, too, we'll open the giveaway link for the Plugmaker Filament. Emergency stop button. The emergency stop button is used in emergency situations. To use e-stop, the user simply needs to push red button on the machine when the e-stop is not pressed. The centers. I don't think there's anything we have to do with this yet. Nope. Okay, so placement. Did it come with these channels? I don't remember seeing channels like that, but maybe it did. Okay. So I can't tell where's the front and where's the back. I'm gonna assume that I set this up sort of correctly, which would mean this is going like this. Let's see. So that there, this here, power supply going, looks like this way. And then Wagos. It's opti-mechanical. It simply replaces the trigger with an optical beam instead of relying on the physical contact. The top bit is just the molding area for a lever. Living through you on this build, had to cancel. Oh no! Sorry to hear it. Any chance? I mean, maybe down the road you'll be able to get it. Okay, long one goes here. Doesn't quite fit. So am I better off cutting this, or I think I'm just gonna slide. I'm just gonna slide everything that way, just a hair. Let's see. Okay. There we go. think that is where okay, hopefully this will work. It looks like this guy, where's the printed? Yeah, it looks like this goes here, like that. All right, let's start bolting some of this stuff down. 100% of my list for the future. Life just came at me with a broken. Oh gosh. Yeah, that sounds rough. I'm sorry. I hope recovery is quick and you're back at all the things very soon. Okay, there we go. Good enough for now. So it says use so we're using, it looks like M5 T-nuts for all of this. So our roll-ins. So these, we'll hope for the best with this. If for some reason I can't get these roll-ins to work because of how much of a pain it's been, then I might just use hammerheads, since this is, you know, electrical parts and I can check fairly easily whether they've actually secured. So these guys are going like that. So this needs to go here. For anyone that's wondering, the T-nuts that came in this kit have been really difficult, or the roll-ins have been really difficult to get into these channels. But it seems like it's working okay, so maybe today will be... so this is going, it looks roughly right about there. M5 10s. You need to just take out all of the button heads, I think. The PSU text pattern looks sick. It does look pretty cool. It's too bad it's a Morn Sun, so I don't think they won't be using these for very long. At least not in the US. I don't know if they'll use them elsewhere. But Morn Sun broke like sanction laws, and now they're not allowed in the US to be imported. And they're used by a lot of vendors. Morn Sun is one of the bigger ones I know of outside of Meanwhile. I have to finish my K3 very soon. It will be sitting for 5 weeks. I have surgery on the 10th. Oh no. What's the surgery? I mean, if it's private, don't answer. But if it's not, then what's the surgery on? Also, I thought you finished your K3, man. Chai latte? That sounds absolutely lovely, hun. I will absolutely take a chai latte for offering. What do you think about lubricating with white PTFE? That's a lot of what I use is white PTFE. Or yeah, multi-synthetic PTFE grease is what I use for a lot of the projects. So that I've used on most printers. I'm gonna be using, I bought EP2 finally, and I got the grease gun, so I'm gonna be trying this out because this is what everybody swears by. But I've used that and it's worked great. Bit setters are the market are hundreds. Make CNCs that PSUs. Do not know how much enjoyable it was eating ice cream out in the sun and watch. That sounds lovely. That sounds really nice. It's a hernia repair. Oh man, umbilical. How long? Because I mean, I think I have a minor one. It's been a long time that it hardly ever acts up. Is it one that you've been dealing with for a long time or just something new? Either way, man, I hope that it goes well and that you can... Hopefully recovery is not bad and you can have some chill time. Super Lube is my go-to. Yep. I just got diagnosed umbilical hernia crazy. I don't know specifically about what umbilical means. I'll have to look that up. Okay, so we got our power supply in. I know my old boss told me that he was dealing with it for a long time, then ended up having surgery, and it's been a lot better, so I'm sure it'll be nice to get it addressed. It's in your belly? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, mine is way lower. Almost like an intestinal, well, it probably is. It's in my belly, basically. I had an angular last year that I had for 7 years before they repaired that umbilical I didn't even know I had at the time last year. It's just not now starting to get bad. Gotcha. Right before the waistline. Above or below right before the waistline? Man, oof. Did you, from lifting typically is how you get them, right? Lifting. It's like, I think that's how you get them. I might be wrong. Okay, for Wagos, we want M512s. Right below, okay. Yeah, then that's probably what I've got, because mine is right below the waistline. I've had it for a long time, though, and it seems like it's weird because it won't bug me for a really long time. Then out of nowhere, I'm like, okay, I feel really uncomfortable. Like sore, like almost like sore and pressure is kind of how it feels. Bodies are weird. There's so much stuff. I had an inguinal hernia repaired several years ago. Groin area wasn't a big surgery. Below the waistline is lifting. Okay, gotcha. Umbilical is more, okay, weight driven. Interesting. Put the mesh in, was in and out of recovery, was pretty simple. Well, that's good to know. I mean, clearly, if 3 people here have either had or are dealing with it, it sounds like it's fairly, fairly common. And it's nice to hear that they were able to basically fix it, you know. The surgery is very fast with them all. Nice, that's awesome. I don't know much about it, I haven't looked. M512s, M512s, M410s. Oh, I feel like we're getting down to the wire on these. M516s, are we gonna need those? M5, no, so we need M5, 10, 6, 8, 12. Okay, I got 12s here. Don't know what that is. We got 6s. We've got, so 6, 12. I don't understand. How am I missing? I know it's not missing. It's a me thing. Okay, so 10s. Okay, so let's just continue with 12. I'm losing my mind here. I heard eating pineapple on pizza can cause all kinds of physical discomfort. That was a debunked myth. I haven't had pineapple on pizza in a few weeks now. I might do that. I might do that today. That sounds really good. I'm getting hungry. Oh. Causes pain and discomfort for those around me. What, pineapple on pizza? Okay, that is in. So that's the Italians. Pineapple has no place on pizza. Unfortunately, here in the US, I was told insurance companies don't. Oh, that's lame. Insurance, man. Insurance drives me crazy. I was just talking about it the other day. Like, so you gotta have it because if you don't, it takes one thing and you're screwed. But it's like, it's such a struggle to actually get help when you need it. Just okay, I'm gonna move this back a little bit because it feels like there's a plug of sorts that might go here. It's an outpatient procedure. Snoops did a report on pineapple pizza, and turns out it's actually the best topping. Who snoops? Saturday, I don't know what Snoops is. Eat whatever you want on your pizza, people. Different strokes for different folks. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Okay, so for the wire ducts are using the smallest one. So those are the M56s. And this is going, it looks like at the farthest slot. Can't go on the farthest slot, so go one in from the farthest slot. Okay, let's get this sort of lined up. We'll just go to the farthest pockets. Nope. There we go. I have two herniated discs. That's still waiting. Trying to postpone this intervention. I'm currently using a daily and inversion table. What is that? An inversion table? I love Wagos. I do too. Maybe my insurance lied to me. Cook's kind of selling fakes. Yeah. Yeah, when Jack was born, we got hit with a $20,000 bill from the hospital, and had to deal with insurance for a few months to get it situated, and it was like so stressful. I mean, we're trying to figure out how to be first-time parents and dealing with lack of sleep and stuff, and it was just a lot of added stress on top of what was already quite stressful situation, you know. A happy situation, but it was just stressful. It all worked out in the end, but man, it was not a, you know, not a simple process. Lots of letters in the mail from the hospital and all sorts of crap. Okay, M5.8 for everything else. We will, we'll flip this around, I think. So for this guy, it actually goes into the side, it looks like. So are M5.8s out? Is that why I can't find them, or what's going on here? No, M5.8s are what I need for all other mounts, and that's the one I'm not seeing. Oh, these gotta be them. There we go. Big old bag. Paid 100% of IVF for my last kid. Wow, that's incredible. This is not a bill. Yeah. Back to the kitchen for me, making a big batch of pork. Oh, that sounds so good. Enjoy, Deanna. That sounds lovely. Let's see if we can get this in. Nope. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Took a small dent out of the extrusion, but it's in. Okay. Oh no, come on. Come on, dude. Took more than 2 days though. I'm still listening, just gonna have dirty hands to type. sounds great. Right when I got it lined up, it decided to pop out. Okay. I think Aaron's bringing me a drink. 1 second. Hi, buddy. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I thought you were reaching for him.
Do you want to get him?
If you want to.
You guys want to see Jack real quick? I was just talking about how big of an eater this guy is.
Oh my goodness.
Big eater. Let's see. Move this. What's up, buddy? Oh, happy boy. Lila's so jealous. Let's see. Jack attack. What's up, dude? What?
It's Jackson.
That's you, bud. That's a camera. Huh? That's a camera. You say hello. This you want to see? This is for our bit setter.
Pretty cool, huh? You had a really good nap.
Yeah. Good. I said that you slept a long time last night. Everyone's like, he's probably having a growth spurt.
Yeah.
Huh? You're getting so big, dude. Huh? Yeah. Look at that's what Dad's doing. Mm-hmm. Lovely looking fella. Yee-hee-hee. You gonna go for a walk later or something? You want the box? Very much like a cat. We get him toys and stuff, and he picks the like boxes and like random plastic things. Here you go. You can take that as a souvenir, Bubby.
Souvenir.
He's so happy. Love you, kiddo. Thank you, hon. All right. Baby Jack. Big J. The man himself, the big dog. That's what I usually call him, big dog. Okay. M5/8s. I know I took them out. I know I put them right here. There they are. How does he work? How does he do with all work and no play? Do you like country rock? Luke Combs just dropped an amazing album about fathers and sons. So it's funny. I have always pretty much liked all music types, except country. And that, I mean, from a young age. And then as I've gotten older and moving to Idaho, where like everyone listens to country, it has grown on me. And we have country on a lot, and I don't mind it at all anymore. So I actually enjoy a fair bit of it now. So I haven't heard the song I don't think that you're talking about, but I will definitely take a look. I will definitely take a look at it. Okay, we are missing our mark. What are we doing here? I'm not actually sure this is the right screw size. Oh, it says to use... I'm a goof. Yeah, it says to use M10s for this. Has nobody seen The Shining? I've only seen it like once, and I'm not great at coding movies. That's Erin's thing. Erin would know for sure. Her and her family, every time I go over, they like quoting movies, cracking jokes, and I'm like, if I ever get a joke that they're saying, I feel like the man. Like I like, you know, I feel so proud of myself. There's a couple that I've gotten, but yeah, just generally speaking, I'm not good with remembering quotes from movies which is kind of nice. It means that every time I watch it, it's like, dude, I can't with these nuts, man. I'm in Nampa, so not too far from Oregon. I think I can get into Oregon in maybe 30 to 40 minutes. I've met a few people here actually that are like, we have oops, dude, what is going on today with this? We had a pest guy come out a little while ago, and he drove in from Oregon, so definitely not far from the border. Okay. Okay, got one in. I'm gonna put my head in front of the camera for a sec here. Okay. I know it's definitely country music state. Yeah, absolutely. Did music stop? I know I asked that every time. I probably didn't because I'm asking it. No, it didn't. I'm gonna change the. Good to know. I'm mostly concerned if something is going wrong. Not really the price or downtime. What did I miss? I feel like I missed a conversation. He's a super happy baby. He is so freaking happy. Me and his mom are kind of goofballs, so I think he's got nonstop entertainment. He's a really happy baby. We get compliments when we're out a lot, just like, oh man, he's so happy, and we're like, cool. Yeah, I guess he is. Okay, sweet. Also, I need to open the giveaway. Let's do that. Let's open the giveaway form. I'm in Portland, not too close to Idaho. Yeah, Portland's like, I think it's like 6 hours away. I just looked the other day. I happened to look up Voodoo Donuts, and the closest one to me was Portland. And it was 6 hours. Really been craving donuts for a bit now. All right, let's get this giveaway open. So for anyone that hasn't been here for one of these, because there is some new names, every week Polymaker allows us to give away a spool of filament globally. So all that's required is that you fill out this form that'll be pinned in chat for half an hour, and then we will draw. And then I will reach out to the winner within 24 hours. And yeah, there's no strings attached. I delete everybody's info, so there's no mailing list or nothing like that. Those donuts are overrated behind belief. Are they? I want to try them. I still want to try them. I'm about an hour south of Portland. You see what Idaho yearly for the event I went for doesn't happen anymore. Gotcha. We have much better donuts than Voodoo. I was at the Denver airport for Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest, and they had Voodoo Donuts there. And that was when someone told me, oh, like, you've got to give them a try, and I didn't get the chance to. So I just now want to try them to say that I have tried them. There we go. All right, let's continue. I feel like today's mostly going to be this, just getting the electronics in. All right. North right on the mass border and one socket. I was unimpressed with video. You said, yeah, PF, you said you're going to 3D Printopia, right? Still don't know if I am, but I'm hoping that works out. I think we had this conversation last week. Hey, RH, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. Awesome. That'd be sort of near, I'd be in Lakeland between Wait, are you living? No, you're not living in the States now, are you, Sweet Home? I know you visited. But is the plan, are you gonna come live in the States? Because I know you got engaged. I guess I didn't ask what the plan was as far as living situation. Okay, that's there. We've got this guy that needs to go in the center. I think we'll probably put this right here. And then where's the last board? This guy is going towards the front. No. Yeah, that should work. The second half does. He'll move here. Okay. Do you know, is it a fairly simple process to get, for her to get citizenship once you guys are married? Okay, M3, M5.6s. Being busy as always. Squirrel. How are you doing? How's the build going today? I'm doing pretty good. Always, you know, freaking so many things going on, but doing pretty good this week. The parents they're leaving today back from, they bought a house here, but they have a small like cabin still in California. So they're heading back today to there for like the next month. So that way they can do some work on the house. So older cabin, and then they're leaving to Sweden actually in a few weeks time. So we had like a final barbecue on Sunday with them, which, I mean, we haven't lived in the same state for a couple of years prior to this, and in California we didn't see each other that often, but it's been weird, like, after seeing them now for the last couple of weeks or months. I guess they've been out here for like 7 weeks now. It's gonna be weird not having them around for a couple months. Hey, Collie. But yeah, I'm doing good. How are you doing? How's printer stuff going on and everything else? Here to Sweden is a bit of paperwork and proof she'll be working. Me to the US seems easy peasy. Gotcha. She doesn't like Florida too much. Sweden is beautiful, dude. She's gonna love it, man. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so this looks like we need a longer one for this. This will probably need a M510, looks about right. Yeah, that should be good. It's 95 or so every day lately. Dude, we hit freaking triple digits this whole weekend. And then we have, like today, this morning, we had some rain, just a little bit, but I think we're getting back up to triple digits again. So this week's definitely cooler. Let's see, desktop. This week's definitely cooler than it's been. This is the city we're in, so the next couple days will be nice. 94 will be kind of warm. If I go 10-day, I think Aaron said it's supposed to get, yeah, I'm not looking forward. I'm not looking forward to this 95, 98, 99, 99, 96. Like, it's freaking hot, man. And I don't know if it's because I've just gotten used to, like, the cooler weather a bit, or whether because, I think I mentioned this, because we're further north here, it just hits different. But, man, in Riverside, where I lived in California, we had triple digits a lot during summer, but it just feels hotter here for some reason. It's still a dry heat, like it was where I lived in California, but just for some reason feels more aggressive. Sorry for being off topic. I heard about parents being in Sweden. You're actually... Are you in Sweden, RH? So no, my mom was born and raised in Sweden. She moved here when she was 19 and then met my dad. My dad is not from Sweden, but pretty much all of my mom's family lives in Sweden. A few of them moved to France, and then my godmother and her family lives in Switzerland. So, but yeah, I know. I haven't gone to Sweden in like 15 years, but as a kid, every 4 years we would go for 3 months. So I went when I was like at least 4, 8, 12, and then I think one other time. So I have at least decent memory of some of it. We spent some time in like a month usually in Gothenburg, and then we'd go to my grandparents' like country house, and I think it's called Urust. It's very like not a lot of houses around, just beautiful forest everywhere, and like really just peaceful. The fuel is over 100 most days for us. Our lows are only 75. We're knocking on 100, but haven't crossed it yet. It went from 100 to 70 today. Oh my god. Do you get the 118 degree days like Oregon does now? So last summer we didn't. The summer before was nuts. I don't think we hit 118, but it was very close to 110. When I moved out here, so it was June 6th is when we got here in 2022, and it was like 3 weeks of triple digit. It was nuts. It was way warmer here than back home in California, which was mind-blowing to me. So it's definitely we get heat here. You said what's your elevation? I don't know what elevation is. I can find out for you. 2,516 feet elevation. I used to live in Riverside. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, that's where I was born and raised for pretty much my whole life. And then I moved to Orange County for work 6 years ago, roughly. Lived out there for 3 years, and then when we got married and I got remote work, we made the jump and moved out of state. I live in Riverside, California. Too hot and dry. Pretty if you like scrub brush and sand. Well, the nice thing about Riverside though was that it was Ridgecrest, not Riverside. Ridgecrest sounds familiar, but I can't think of if I've been there. I was saying the nice thing about Riverside was that we were an hour away from like the high desert, an hour away from the mountains, and an hour away from the beach. So you did have a lot of options around you. You're from the Czech Republic, not that far. Have you been? Have you visited? Anyone in Belgium today and flying to Greece on Friday? That's right. Okay, that's your vacation. Around 100. I hope you're gonna be at the pool or in the ocean, man. All right, let's see what it says next. Also, giveaway link is open. It's pinned in chat, so if you haven't signed up, we're gonna give away a spool of filament in 19 minutes. Stick the antenna of the main board to the skirt from the table. Oh, skirt from the table. Okay, so the antenna, stick the antenna of the main board to the skirt. I can't see exactly where they stuck it, but I can follow those instructions, I think. So yeah, the little ESP module has this typical, antenna with some 3M back adhesive. So we're going to attach it. I can't really get a good shot of that, but you won't be able to see anything over my thumb anyway. So let me get this on here. I always feel like I have to fight this connection. Probably not a bad idea to put this on before installing it, just so you've got. There we go. And then stick it on the skirt, it says. I'm probably just going to fold it and stick it on this side. So we will peel. Maybe. Oh, come on.
There we go. Okay. We'll stick this guy, just, let's see, tuck the wires, and stick this right about here.
Oh crap! If I remember the question I had.
Millennium, if you're still here, I remember one of the, like, probably the question that I was referring to earlier that
I didn't remember. It was about the feet. I was in San Clemente for 5 years. Nice. I used to, when I learned how to surf, we used to go to San Clemente, me and my dad, a lot. We'd surf where the Marine base is, Camp Pendleton. We don't get triple digits in Western New York. I love New England weather, but in the summer it's humid here, hot and humid. Oof. How far are you from the ocean, Dennis? It was mid-90s last couple days here. I'm enjoying overcast. All right, now we are doing some wiring. So it wants us to get our inlet, which looks like it already has wiring, or maybe it doesn't, it just has the jumper wires. So just the jumper wires. Okay, where is our wires? CNC starter kit, Milo cable kit. All right, wow, this is really nicely organized. Hey, Jose's back. I worked there for just over a year at a custom auto shop. I loved the work, but I hated being that far from my family. Everything was only an hour away from snow to beach in the state. Where was your family out of then? Were they in California, just a different part, or no, they were out of a different state completely? All right. If you have not, hit the like button, smack it. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. That'll be our target. Oh, Louisiana, yeah, that is far. Man, Louisiana is humid. I don't know about all of it the same way, but like I've only been there once for a work trip and it was New Orleans, but man, it was hot. But it had the most incredible music and absolutely delicious food. I remember leaving the convention center, walking across the street to a bar on like lunch and getting a shrimp po' boy, and it was the bomb. It was so freaking good. Okay, if the AC inlet you received is not pre-wired, follow the layout from the picture. Recommend attaching the cable to the AC inlet before installing it. Cool. So we do need to plug in our cable. So we've got neutral, blue, live brown, and yellow for earth. Let's see if I can find this. This probably. What I'm not sure of is. Yeah, okay, so these are Wagos. Perfect, so this is right. Come on. There we go, blue, bro. Yep. Just because we have quite a few different AC things, I wanted to make sure that it was supposed to go from these, I think they're fork. Nope, those aren't fork. Spade connectors to ferrule connectors, and they are. So that does not sit on very tight. Okay, one direction didn't sit on very tight, the other direction doesn't want to go in. What gives? Holy cow, okay. Orientation matters. That was night and day difference. Probably should have done the inner one first, but... There we go.
that looks good, I think. And then, so we are going to flip this around. Oh man, it's starting to get a little bit of weight to it.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Thank you, Jose. Yeah, I was actually on Penultimate's beaches with the in-laws talking about private, but all those to the coast is really amazing. Yeah, we used to love, man, I have a bunch of memories there. It sounds like a sad memory, but my grandpa passed away when I was surfing at that beach, actually. It was like, I was in the middle of an open heart surgery and his heart was not strong enough. He'd already had a few. But we like sort of turned it into like not a sad memory because it was just such a crazy day, and it was me and my dad surfing. There was like fires, so the sun was all. It sounds sad.
When I say it out loud, it sounds sadder, but it wasn't intended to be. It's an awesome beach. Okay, popping that in. That is locked in place. So now we are going to plug the other end. Install the AC inlet. Connect each to the cable separate Wago terminals as shown. So let's see. Okay, so we're doing. Wants us to go. Can't wait to see if we will beat the French on July 1st. Revenge of the World Cup. Nice. I love Nola. Where's Nola? Sounds like a scene from an indie film. Yeah, it was incredible surf day. Like, the sky was red, it was crazy looking, and the surf was breaking so far out. I only rode longboards. I think I had an 11-foot board still then called Big Red, and it was just like the longest rides ever. It was just such a wild, day. Okay, Earth on the far one. Neutral in the center. Like so. Oh, there we go. And live in the front. Oh. Yep, there we go. I don't want to like bend these, but I also don't want them sticking up quite as far as they are right now. Oh, that might work. Okay. Cool. Oh, NOLA equals... That makes sense. That makes sense. I've never seen it written down like that. Sounds more like a melancholic moment. Yeah, I would say... me and my dad have talked about it so many times over the years, and we don't think about it as like a sad thing. Like, it's just, you know, this is a really unique moment in life. I get it. You got to link a good, beautiful place with a somber moment. It's what keeps it. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Evo. That's exactly it. Okay. Connect each end of the wire. I'll bring you guys back to the screen so you can see this. Connect each wire. Wago terminals one picture. Cool. Connect each ends of the cables to separate Wago terminals and then connect PSU. Okay, so next we're doing the power supply. That makes sense. So it's going to look real similar, but it should have... Okay, so these wires are not bunched together, which is fine. Yep, this works. Okay. So we will go... Oh, nice. It does say... Oh, at least this one does. It says PSU on it. Okay. I think I want to feed these underneath the other wire because they're... Yeah, we'll do that. Can't reach that. I can't reach that switch. There we go. Boom. Okay. So let's get a You know, I had a Phillips screwdriver this morning. It's got to be over here. I used to get sad thinking about my dad, but after years, those are nice moments to think back on. Them showing up in your dreams is the best. Yeah, everyone handles, you know, every situation differently, and I don't know. My dad has always said that when it's his time, he wants us to like not be sad, but instead like celebrate his life. So I don't know. Everyone goes through, like, you can, you know, put so many people in what would basically be the same situation, but oops, everyone handles it differently because we all are different. So yeah. All right, I didn't mean to. Goal wasn't to, you know, almost at 100. Almost at 100. Ooh, all right. 10 more. 10 more likes is all we need. We can do it. I believe. I love the beaches in Oregon. Not much surfing here, but miles and miles of sand. Wow, that's incredible. That's a lot of walking. We have a couple that we met at the place we were. One second here. Let me really quick concentrate while I'm wiring AC. There's a couple that we met at the place we were renting before moving into this house, and they love. Okay, these are two. Interesting. These forks seem too big. Do I have to? Okay. These don't fit. But they love Oregon, and they always, I think a couple times a year, at least once a year, go out there and rent a place by the beaches. Yeah, so these are too wide to fit here, which is interesting to me because this doesn't even feel very wide. It almost feels like they don't want you to use a fork connector here, and they just want you to shove the wire in. How silly. Why would they? I mean, I could try to pour it. I don't even know if I'll be able to bend it in like that. Pull the screw out. It slides in from the, wait, what? What do you mean it slides in from the top? Okay, removing the screw. Oh my gosh, geniuses. Geniuses, they do fit. You just need to, yes. You guys, big, thank you. That makes sense. So you just have to get it beyond it. I think it's more, I just have never had to do that before. But yeah, no, that totally works. And it's quite secure now. Thank you. I brought a sand dollar back for my last visit to Oregon. I love the smell of the ocean. It's so calming. I love the sound of it too. Zombie, 23 freaking months, man. Let's see. Cheers. Squirrel for Zombie. Thank you very much. How was Murph for you, man? I saw your Ferris wheel looked freaking cool. Okay, let's do this. What am I doing wrong here? There we go. There we go. He can do it. He can be taught. Nice. Thank you for 25 months, man. Cheers. Let's do nice. Get the Hadouken. And I wonder what's for dinner. Murph was good. Talked to a lot of people. Lifer booth was cool. Nice. Yeah, they said it was really good. We had like our company meeting yesterday, and Claudio, who you must have talked to there, because it was Claudio, Jackie, and Josh, and Claudio was doing the recap of it, and it sounded like it went really well, which is awesome. Okay, so we want, the neutral is blue. safety. Yeah, well, it definitely keeps them locked in. Like, those aren't going anywhere. I'm so used to, like I mentioned, I don't think I've ever used this form factor. I'm assuming, is that just the way that is that a Mortensen thing with this type of power supply? Or is all the form factors, is all power supplies built in this form factor using that sort of standard? Because it would explain why I've never seen it before then. Ooh, that one is not. There we go. UHPs have that. Is that this form factor? It would have been more cool if you were there. I wish I could have, man. It's tough. Like, it is so tough for me to take time and go to a trip or like go to an event. I'm always like, I feel like I'm always like barely keeping up with the work and projects and stuff like that. And I mean, it's not even the trips, like it's just even taking a couple days, no matter what it is. I always like, I have a hard time enjoying it because I'm so like, oh, I gotta get back, I gotta do this thing. Refresh to see the likes. Ooh, 98, we need two more, we can do it. We also have 69 entries into the giveaway for Filament, which you guys can't see that on the front end, I don't think. So that's hilarious. And of course, that's what it is. And not seeing, yeah, definitely. Well, the first last year, I didn't do any traveling other than the Lightburn conference because it was a work trip. And that was because I didn't want to leave Aaron and Jack. It was just like we had just moved out here, right? And I didn't want to leave Aaron alone with Jack when we don't have family here. We do now, but and also Jack's just growing so freaking quickly that I don't know, like every week I look at him and I'm like, man, he's getting so big. Okay, connecting to the Wagos, the cables, Wago terminals, connecting to the PSU, we did that. Awesome. Installing e-stop. To install the e-stop, you have to disassemble it first by pressing on the white tab and pulling on the button cap. You can separate the contact box. Pressing on the white tab and pulling on the button cap, okay? I think I can do that. 100, yay! Woohoo! We did it, we did it. All right, we'll do, everybody gets cheers. And Hadoukens all around. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Herbtopia this year? I don't know. I would like to. It's still up in the air. Originally, when I talked to Fabrico, 6 months ago or something like that, there was interest in sponsoring some part of the trip or something like that. So I got to reach out to him this next month. I think we were going to talk in July. I would really like to. I just don't want to say yay until flights booked and all that. I just rather would wait versus say yes and then have it not pan out. Okay, so it looks like it's saying push white tab and then pull button. Oh, that was a lot easier than I was expecting. Pay attention to the grooves on the yellow button stock. These grooves only allow you to reattach the contact box in a specific orientation. Okay. Oh, gotcha. It's saying you need a Haktua on the soundboard. No, not gonna Haktua. Okay, so this one has a single groove and this one has two. So you've got, yep, single goes on the top. I don't know if that's the top, but gotcha. All right. Insert the button stock through the circular hole in the front skirt. Make sure to orientate the contact box correctly. Side of the labeling should face out. Side with the labeling should face out. Okay. Wait, yeah. Oh. Did you post giveaway? Yeah. It's been linked, Deanna, for 23 minutes now. If you don't see it pinned, then refresh. Sometimes it won't show. Okay, so it looks like it's saying it wants the text to be facing outward. 1 second. Okay, I see that. Pay attention. Insert the button stock through the circular hole. Make sure to orient the contact box properly. Side with, oh, without labeling. Yeah, that's what I thought. Side without labeling should face out. Perfect. So this is going in like this, and this should be... Let's not pinch this wire. Did I not get it in far enough? Am I correct in assuming that it should lock in? Oh, wait, what? I thought I heard it snap. Okay, I don't understand. Why are we not? Make sure that we're in contact. The side of that labeling should be in the front. Why is it not? Oh, this guy's not supposed to be on here. Or this guy is supposed to hold it in place. Okay, that's what I think I goofed on. It doesn't say anything about this ring, but it makes sense that... Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so let's thread this cap on. Got it. Okay, cool. You can work at my booth. You can have a booth? Yeah, I don't know, like, I have no plans if I go to 3D Printopia. I don't do event content, which is why I don't know how that'll work with, like, Fabrico wanting to sponsor if I'm not going to do coverage. So we'll see. I'll figure out more info. Okay, that was a tight fit. We are good. Big booth, nice. I need to start getting banners. That's exciting. Cool. All right, we are in. Awesome. So now we're gonna wire that in. Not all of them. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so that's why it's not in there. Yeah, the ring made a huge difference in securing it. All right, e-stop to Wago. So we are going connect 2 input cables. So I'm gonna assume 2 expansion board, 24 volts in, 24 volts in. Connect 2 input cables. Is there a second contact point? I think it just wants me to, like, piggyback it, unless there's, I can undo this. No, that's not what it wants, right? Oh no, it does want you to connect cables to all of them. Okay. So is there another, there must be a separate harness for this. Yep. Got it. So this is in end stop and out end stop. Or not end stop, e-stop. So Millennium, the question I've got is regarding these TPU feet. So the instructions have it. Let me just show it. Nope. Okay, so the instructions have you put an M530 button head through these, you know, corner braces or corner, I don't know what you want to call them. And there is a heat insert in here, so that locks us in place. However, there's no, like, threads or heat insert or anything inside the TPU feet, and the hole inside of there is too big for this to catch on to anything. So it basically just like sits on it loosely. Is that by design, that the feet aren't actually supposed to attach? It's just supposed to sort of float on the feet? Or is there something I'm missing? There's meant to be a threaded insert in the feet. Boom! Okay, that's what I thought. The reason why I thought that is because the upper portion of the feet has a larger cavity than the bottom, and it didn't make sense to me why somebody would have modeled that in if that wasn't the case. Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. So it's an M5 insert that's supposed to go in there as well. And somebody already told me to use tweezers when backing off the iron to make sure that the threaded insert doesn't back out. Thank you. I was scratching my head earlier and I was like, I'm not gonna guess, I'm just gonna ask. So that makes a lot of sense. Two more minutes on the filament giveaway, and then we are going to close the giveaway link and then we'll draw. All right, let's get this e-stop wired up. Okay, connect two input cables to 12 and 22. Two input to 12 and 22. These have to go in like this. Oops. There we go. All right, what am I doing wrong now? These forks. Maybe I just need to loosen these a bit more. That was all. I'm gonna flip it so it's this way. Hey, Pedro. Alrighty. Okay. So those are in, and then it says 11 and 21 should be output. Output. All right, last reminder, the giveaway link is in chat. We're closing it in a minute here. As soon as I get these last two wires on, then we'll do the drawing. Nope, wrong screwdriver. There we go. Now the thing I'm curious about is whether I'll be able to fit this on with these wires. Now it's a little bit too wide. I don't think there's any other way for these to go on here. I can maybe try to go inward a bit with them. I watched your video on belt tension, but the tool has been out of stock. It's an easy print. I only have it in my mini right now, but I'll be building a V2. Nice, awesome. Yeah, I don't think it's particularly that bad, especially if you have a a good printer like that. How are you gonna just do, I guess the bed doesn't get very hot on that, but I would think that because that print is fairly flat, that even at 90, I think it caps at 90 Celsius, you should be okay. Yeah, this is a little interesting. I might have to figure out a way to I don't know yet. Maybe if I go the other way. Basically, the height of this, let's see, not sure. They should be coming out the back. I don't see how they could come out the back. It looks like this is the only way in from this side. Does this come off? Without taking this piece off, I don't see any way that you could insert them from the back. To go from the back, you'd have to flip this 180 degrees. Unless you're supposed to shove it over this blue piece, but then I feel like it would bend. I feel like it'd be a lot of force bending the fork or the spade connector. I could try. Yeah, that doesn't seem, I don't see how that could work from this angle, unless there's a piece that needs to come off still. But this blue piece looks like it's sort of the main part holding it all together. It's interesting. Yeah, this blue piece, I'm looking at the mold, and it looks like it's a single piece. There's no cap. Because I would also like to go from this other side. I just don't know how. I don't know how I could do it. Unless I don't sandwich the connector between underneath here. I just go above where the. It's funky. All right, let's do this giveaway. I'll look into this a little bit more, but it doesn't seem right. It looks like they also show it going this way. Like, just the direction of this, it looks like it does come out this way. Like, facing the front and then loops around the back. Oh, you can't see that. But yeah, it's odd to me that it's shaped like this. I don't know how else I could get them in. It doesn't seem like there's another way to do it. So I might have to either, I mean, I could remove the fork or the spade or whatever, and just go straight up wire into the screw down terminal. I've definitely done that before. Or I can play around with cutting part of the connector to see if I can make it a little bit finer. But yeah, based off this and what I'm seeing, I don't know how I would be able to rotate them 180 degrees. So, all right, let me remove the giveaway link.
We will go move. I'll be going light at 3D Printopia as I will be limited at one table. One day I will have a vendor sponsor booth and be able to expand out some. Nice, yeah. I feel like you've brought stuff to most of the, at least the last year's events. Okay, unpinned message. All right, we got 102 likes. You guys are awesome. Cool, 83 responses. That will make it very easy for me to just copy this like so. The wheel of names is here. Boom, 83, cool, there we go. Boom, okay, it's another part I haven't used from LDO. Probably best to message Dave from LDO on this one. Okay, yeah, I can ask. Or I can just, I can make it work. Ads inserted. Did it just go? It just told me that an ad was added, but I didn't insert an ad. Weird. Okay. Anyways, let's do this. Thank you to Polymaker for allowing us. Sorry, look at the chat. Giveaway a spool of filament every single week. It's freaking awesome. Man, they've just done so much cool stuff, from a massive catalog of filament that keeps expanding with the 2 new lines to supporting all sorts of projects and communities. They're freaking sweet. So really appreciative that they allow us to do this, and anyone that does win, I will contact you in the next 24 hours. And if anybody wants to support the channel and check out their filament, there is a link in the description, and yeah, it's always appreciated. All right, so we are going to shuffle. Looks like six. How many times are we shuffling? How many times are we shuffling? See a lot of 6s. Jose clearly wants 6. All right, we'll do 6. We'll do 6. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good luck, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Steve Clark, you are our winner. Congratulations. We'll do some sound effects. We'll do another air horn and a cheer. Congratulations, Steve. I will send you an email probably this evening, but if I get distracted like I tend to do, then it'll be in the next day here. So expect an email from me, and then depending on where you are, you'll either get a gift card or pick out a spool of filament from a big list. So yeah, congratulations. Congratulations. So trying to think if I want to go much further. Let me see if let's take a quick look. You can thank me later. Steve is our winner. All right, what's going on here? Man, there's still a ways to go. Oh, giant spaghetti mess. Oh no! I lost once again, unbroken streak of losing. So I'm actually thinking about calling it a little bit early today. I mean, 3 hours is normally what we would do before, but we've been running 4. And then the question I've got is, I'm thinking about wrapping up electronics off stream. What are our thoughts on that? Because if I do that, I can get it done probably a lot quicker.
And then next week, all of VFD. Yeah, I'm thinking about installing all the electronics, maybe even the VFD, and then picking up where we're flashing firmware and moving. Last time I won, you could choose any SKU for $35 on the US site when outside the US and Canada. I think they changed it. Just turn on, probably safer. Yeah, so generally speaking, prior to the VZBot stream with Steve, I always did the wiring off camera and just sort of showed it after, because generally I don't like messing around with electricity on stream because I get so distracted. After the VZ stream with Steve, I feel relatively fine doing it. It just takes a lot longer, and I feel like for a lot of it, it's kind of boring. But that was last month only. Okay. But I don't want to make an assumption. But that's my opinion. So if we say so, then I will just charge forward with getting the electronics bay wrapped up and deciding whether I want to do VFD or not. But I'd like to be moving this next week. Sounds good. You could just do a quick sum up. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is basically so maybe I won't attach the table to the rest of it. We can do that on stream. So I'll basically do everything I can do down below here, and then we'll look at that, which really isn't a ton of things. So we'll take a look at that, get the VFD mounted, get the firmware flashed because we'll be booting it up, and then go through the first cycle of things. I think that'd be the plan. A main squirrel could be, a main squirrel could definitely be dangerous. Yeah, I mean, I feel I do double check things when it comes to at least the AC wiring. So do that stream and show your progress. Cool, that's what we'll do then. I'll get this all wrapped up by next Wednesday. Aaron's got some days off this weekend, so I can, in those blocks of time, just focus on some of this, and then we'll pick up where we left off, and I'll show you. Well, we won't pick up where we left off. I will show you guys what I've gotten done, and then we'll get this thing moving. So I'm curious as far as like Millennium, if you're still in chat, I think you were a moment ago, when it comes to like the first startup checks or doing some of the tramming stuff, is there any documentation on that, or is it kind of like, let's check one last thing here. Installation. No, that's not what I want. Assemble, pre-flight. Okay, there is. Access directions. And stop, steps, check backlash, tram work surface. Make sure you tram your spindle appropriately to your work table if you're using a fixture of some kind. Okay, so tramming the spindle is on here, but it doesn't say specifically. Is there, working on it, REI does have a good video on it. Okay, sweet. So maybe I'll just take a look at that. Do you think that if we wanted to for next week, we could run the initial like test job in some wood, like some ply, without doing the tramming? I assume that would be fine. But before you do some serious stuff with tight tolerances, you want to make sure it's trammed. Doom, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships, man. Cheers. Cheers to you. Let's do, I gotta get more sound effects. We gotta do a squirrel, and then the air horn. Thank you, Doom, I appreciate it. But yeah, if that's because I feel like tramming is also one of those things where I will be squirrely, and I can kind of show what I've done after the fact. I'm also kind of curious what the recommended tramming method is, because I know that on, I think the Shape Poco, you basically attach something to the bit, you drop it down, you spin it around, and you're wanting to make like an even scratch. Oh yeah, that should be fine. If you want someone on the team on Discord to guide you through Fusion Cam Switch on stream, just let us know. Okay, I don't even have Fusion downloaded. I haven't used Fusion in quite a long time. Crap, that's something I'm gonna have to figure out. There's no test cut. Is there, like, LDO doesn't have some kind of like testing based off of the end mills that they sent? I didn't think about that. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, I don't have Fusion at all. I wonder if there's, for the sake of the stream, I wonder if I could just use something like easel just to get, you know, a basic like vector or the Millennium logo in there, so I can just do a basic, you know, surface engraving. I'll figure out something. I'll probably message in chat in the Discord server just to see if anyone has any recommendation or input on that, because I'd rather not use Fusion if I don't have to. I know it's powerful and a lot of people love it. Well, we've only have a post processor set up. Oh, gotcha. So maybe I will be using Fusion then. Okay, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out something. If I have to re-download it, I will. So cool. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for all of the discussion, for the tips. I wonder if I wasn't on stream how long I would have poked at that PSU before I'm like, just remove the screw and drop the connector in. So I'm gonna figure out what the heck is going on with the e-stop regarding the orientation and making those wires fit, and then get everything else wired up. And next week we will continue. It'll probably be the last Milo stream, at least for a bit. If we get it up and running and do our test cut, then the next thing I want to do is trim and then throw some aluminum on it. But we'll be circling back to the Positron Journey Maker. I need to edit that one file for a different connection. And then after that, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do. There's potentially ERCF v2, and there's a handful of mods and stuff like that, and even maintenance stuff for printers. So we might just do some smaller chill stuff for a bit and kind of figure out what our next plan's going to be. Can you start over? I missed the whole stream, John. You're fashionably late. You're fashionably late. But yeah, thank you to everybody for hanging out, everyone for liking all the conversations, and to all of our new members, our recurring members, all the gifted memberships, as always. It really helps out and it's super appreciated. So I will catch you all next week, and I believe next week it'll be same time, same place. So I will schedule the stream a day before, but this time frame seems to be working for most everyone, and I like getting up and being ready to rock and roll. So okay, all right everyone, until next time, cheers, bye everyone.